Welcome. The Chicago Bears and Illinois keep fighting against each other, and it looks like the Illinois legislative leaders have fumbled the Bears. But is it once and for all? We're going to talk about all that and more coming up right here, so stay tuned. Welcome to the Pin Zone. What up, everybody? My name is Pin. Welcome to the Pin Zone. It has been an extraordinary busy week when it comes to myself personally, but we are back at it here again live. Welcome to everyone tuned in. Man, there is a lot of information going around when it comes to the Chicago Bears versus Indiana versus Illinois. I had a lot of topics and a lot of conversations throughout my channel throughout the last couple weeks. If you haven't seen them already, I encourage you to look at the channel, go to the main page of the Pin Zone, and look at some of the videos that were posted. And let me know what you think in the comment section down below. PVG, welcome to the stream, man. It has been a doozy to say so myself, man. It's wilding, it's twirling, it's whirling. Let me give you the actual breakdown though, because when you look online on social media, it talks about the Bears are moving to Indiana. It talks about, oh, Illinois fumbled the bag. It's over. Bears building in Indiana right now. Like, whoa, let's slow it down. Let's hold the brakes a little bit and let your boy Penn come to you with the juicy deets of everything that is going down on the topic. I promise when things were going to spark up again, I will give you guys more information. I'm not the first one, but I'm the one that's going to give you probably the most honest information when it comes to all this stuff. Because you know me, I had to do my own research to try to really figure out what was going on with this whole ideal of what was that statement that the Chicago Bears posted, right? What was that? And then what was the statement that the governor of Indiana stated? Let's actually go into that right now, man. I'm gonna show you a little some right here real quick for us. Here we go. All right, can we see this? Can we see this here? I'll zoom it in a little bit more for us, for me, for you, for us. Okay. Let's read this real quick. This is from the governor of Indiana itself. Before we get into it, let me get to chat real quick. It's getting spicy, bro. Interesting to see what's happening next. It is very interesting, bro. It's getting super spicy. I don't fully know exactly, you know what I mean? Like I'm just here for the ride now. I'm just here for the ride. Whatever happens at the end of the day. So this is the governor. He writes on his X. Indiana is open for business. And our pro growth environment continues to attract major opportunities like this partnership with the Chicago Bears. We've identified a promising site near Wolfen Lake in Hammond and established a broad framework for negotiating a final deal. If approved, but proposed if approved, the proposed amendment to Senate Bill 27 puts forward the essential framework to complete this agreement, contingent upon site due diligence proceeding smoothly. Okay. All right. But not only did that happen, then shortly after that, the Bears go on their little media and they announced this right here for everyone to see. Let's read this real quick. Let me get it where y'all can see everything. There it is right there. All right. And it reads this is from Kevin Warren himself. The passage of SB 27 would mark the most meaningful step forward in our stadium planning efforts to date. That most meaningful step forward is big words to me. We'll get to that in a second. We are committed to finishing the remaining site-specific necessary due diligence to support our vision to build a world-class stadium near the Wolf Lake area in Hammond, Indiana. We appreciate the leadership shown by Governor Braun, Speaker Hudson, Senator Mishler, and members of the Indiana General Assembly in establishing this critical framework and path forward to deliver a premier venue, state of the art, for all of Chicagoland and a destination for Bears fans and visitors from across the globe. We value our partnership and look forward to continue to build our working relationship together. All right, that is from the president himself of the Chicago Bears. All right, going back to this word right here, most meaningful steps forward. That is a huge statement right there, because there was steps moving forward with the city of Chicago, with the state of Illinois, and the city of Arlington Heights. Now here with Hammond, Indiana. But with Hammond, Indiana, it's the most meaningful, which is saying we are taking steps to get closer to building in Hammond, Indiana, which is absolutely insane to me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is one of the biggest, like, in probably sports, and maybe in Chicago sports history. It hasn't been this crazy in decades, in centuries, in all that, whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? This is by far very, very, very interesting work, man. And we want to break down everything for you guys right here at the Pen Zone, man. Let's go to the facts, all right? Hammond, Indiana is reaching closer, but it is not a done deal yet. I'll say that one more time. It is not a done deal yet, okay? They had a proceeding in Indiana, the Bears did, with the Indiana Ways of Means Committee, which has 24 members, all right? They a ton of mayors came from Indiana, and they all pitched their proposals to having the Bears over. The winners were Hammond, Indiana, and they're the ones who are chosen to build this stadium if it all gets approved at the end of the day. There are 24 members, and the voted for the Bears to build the stadium in Hammond was 24-0. All there in Indiana, they are waving the Bears flag left and right. Here comes Chicago Bears. All right, they are going for it. They're saying, do it. Do it. Just do it. Steps you got to follow for steps to get done. There is still a big process at the end of the day, all right? There is still a massive process that needs to go through this entire thing. Before we get to the process and everything, Indiana was clear in their statements, all right? This is one thing, put quotation marks over me with this saying. This is what they said. We build things well. We grow things well. And we host things well. Indiana government gets out of the way and let the people do what they need to do to get things done in the state of Indiana, whether it's growing, whether it's hosting, building a business, whatever the case may be. Indiana, their government is like, all right, you want to do it? How do you want to do it? Okay, that seems like a good idea. It matches everything that we like. Make it happen. On your way. Do what you got to do. Unlike Illinois, who it seems like they're always getting in the way of everything. It's absolutely crazy. They are getting in the way and fumbling the Bears. And Pritzker, Governor Pritzker, he wants to run for presidency the next term. You gonna want this man to be your president? He can't even hold. Even the Chicago Bears want to dip up out of his leadership, man. It is insane what is going on, man. And here are the steps that need to take in order for this to be a guaranteed thing. All right, listen up, everybody. Indiana is still considered the underdog. All right, Hammond, Indiana specifically. They still have to go through a process. The first process was they had to pass it through Senate, which already happened, and they got the votes 46-2. All right? Next, they had to do the Ways of Means Committee, and they voted 24-0, right? The next one, now they have to go through the House of Representatives, which is 100 members in Indiana. They have to get at least more than 50% of the votes in order for the next step to take. And after that step, it goes to the governor and he signs out the contract of what it needs to be. After that contract is delivered to the Chicago Bears, the Bears have to sign off on the deal. After it's signed off on the deal, there has to be inspections on the land that they're going to be building it on. Once those inspections are complete and everyone signed on the dotted line, the Bears are moving to Hammond, Indiana. Who would have thought? Who would have thought this, man? There's still a ways to go, though. They're about halfway done, but they're going to meet with the members of the House of Representatives of Indiana this month. All right. By the end of the month, they'll meet and have the vote. So things are rapidly moving quickly. The Bears will not announce tomorrow we're going to build in Hammond, Indiana. It's done. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but it is going to happen soon. All right. We're going to give it to the end of the month for them to vote with the House of Reps. And after that, it's really the little details on the contract, which is going to be absolutely insane, man. Illinois continues to drag their feet in this situation, while Indiana is saying, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we are open for business for the Chicago Bears. Now, Governor Pritzker did have a conversation on the latest with the Chicago Bears. I'm going to give you that audio real quick for us. Let's take a listen to Governor Pritzker and the latest on the Chicago Bears.
This is an important thing for the Bears, just like it would be for another private business. The discussions continue with the Bears. You have heard me say from starting 2 years ago that there are some principles that I have laid out that we are following. And that continues. Nothing has changed about that. That is to say, this deal should be, as it would be with any business coming to the state of Illinois or another one expanding in the state, has to be good for the taxpayers. This has to create enough economic opportunity. It has to create enough economic growth that the taxes that come from that over the years are good for the state, as well as lots of jobs and opportunities. So,
are you close to negotiating a deal to make that happen?
We continue to have those conversations. I don't want you to, it's very hard to label exactly where we are in that, except to say, I think somebody, maybe it was Capital News Illinois, published something with a headline that said, that progress has been made. I think progress has been made.
Fumble! Man, right before our eyes, we're seeing the Chicago Bears fumble the bag, bro. This is absolutely insane. Governor Pritchett, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You just gave us a bunch of nothing when you what you were talking about, and then to answer the reporter's question, you did a word salad that didn't even answer the question. Are we getting closer to a deal? I can't say. I don't know. I can't say we're getting closer to a deal. I'm thinking blah, 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 whatever the case may be. All right. This poll I posted up, you know what I'm saying? I said, what I say? Are the Bears greedy or is Illinois fumbling the bag? We got one voter that said the Bears are greedy. No one voted Illinois done fumbled the bag for the Bears. And I think it's a bit of both, like I don't think the former owners of the Chicago Bears that in the 40s and 50s, I don't think they're looking down from heaven and smiling at the McCaskies who own the Bears right now saying, yeah, Indiana, I think there's pride being in Chicago and or at least in Illinois in the Chicagoland area. I think there's pride for the Chicago Bears for do that. So yeah, they said they would the Bears said they would commit $2 billion on this bill. So they don't want Indiana to pay for everything. They committed $2 billion, and the taxpayers are gonna need to pay for this stadium as well too in Indiana. It's getting closer. The cool thing about Indiana, they have pretty much a blueprint of how to build a NFL stadium since they did it with the Indianapolis Colts stadium. I forgot what that stadium's called, but they recently built that Indianapolis Colts stadium. So they have the blueprint of how to build a stadium in Indiana to make it work for the Chicago Bears, and they are getting it done, man. This is kind of crazy. I'm I'm still processing everything of what's going on with the Chicago Bears. If I had a choice, man, I still think Arlington Heights still gonna get it. All right, I know these steps are getting taken right now. I feel like Indiana's inching closer and closer. They're probably at like the 50-yard line right now. All right, it's like right there. They still got another 50 yards to go. Maybe their own 40. You know what I'm saying? They still got to get to the 50-yard line and still score that touchdown to get the Chicago Bears. I feel like Arlington Heights was at the goal line, and now they're at their own 40-yard line, and they keep being pushed back by penalties over and over and over again. This is going to be an interesting thing, man. This is pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. Just a small, quick update, small, quick stream on what is going on with the Chicago Bears and all the details that are going on as well with the Bears, Arlington Heights, Indiana, Illinois, Hammond, all that good work, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a couple things as well, too, like I have with this situation. And, of course, I will be here whenever the next steps are taken with the truth of what is going on. So it is not a done deal in Indiana. Let that be clear. They still got a ways to go. I'm going to say it again. They still got a long way to go. But they are inching closer and closer. And Illinois is about to fumble the Bears. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think is going on. And how do you feel about the Hammond, Indiana Bears rather than the Chicago Bears? Let me know in the comment section down below. Give me all the juicy details you want to give me. And yeah, we'll talk to you next time, where we have a couple lives coming up here on the channel. So make sure you turn on all notifications. We're going to be talking about boxing. We're going to have the homie Nino on a live, and we're going to be talking about the Garcia fight that's coming up. We're going to be talking about Tyson and Mayweather and Pacquiao legends returning. We're going to talk about Zuffa boxing as well, too, and the direction they're going in. And yeah, a lot of stuff coming our way. We're also going to have some special guests like PVG and topics here in the upcoming future. And also my cousin Bobby is going to join us probably sometime next week to talk about the Cubs and the season and breaking down the offseason and what we expect for the Chicago Cubs. So a lot of stuff coming up on the channel. Make sure you stay tuned and turn on all notifications. This, my friends, is Pinpoint Gaming. Ah, I did it again. Scratch that. This, my friends, is Pin at the Pin Zone, baby. Oh, my God. I did it again. I caught myself. It's just so smooth. I still got to get used to that, man. My bad. This, my friends, is Pin. We here at the Pin Zone. You already know what it is, man. Take care, man. We'll see you guys on the next one. Much love, baby. Oh, God.